I don't think Kevin got a lot of time to spend time with Kevin, right? There's always something that you have to do. And I think, this is really his coming into it. He's always been his own man, but I think he sees things differently now. And I think even having a year not playing this season and seeing what Kyrie's going through, seeing how they're coached, understanding where he came from last year, I think he has a broader perspective on what he wants out of the whole thing. I think, just to go back to that Draymond Green thing real quick, that messed with him a little bit. It was like, I think that was a weird scenario for him. And he said, Draymond had his process, which took a while. And while Draymond was going through his process, Kevin's process was like, what the hell is going on? Yeah. His process took a while on top of that. And for that to act like that doesn't cause friction between two people on a championship contender team, like you would be remiss to not think that doesn't happen. So I think all of that has led into where he is now, where it's just like, look, this Kyrie stuff is going to happen. Like, he's trying to figure it out, but he feels like he's with people that he can ride with, which is different than he can ride with Golden State, but it didn't feel like it was his. It felt like, Draymond, we won it before you. It was like, you're coming into our space. And now I feel like he feels like...
Draymond said that comment pissed him off, though. He said, when KD said, like, he's not one of the guys, he said that pissed him off.
I'm sure it did. I'm sure it did. Kevin, it would piss anybody off.
He said they were brothers.
I think there's sometimes, look, we can always have recourse in life and find a way to come to amends. But if Stephen A. Smith, he's like a big brother to me. If he looked in my face and he said something that really hurt me, some things you can't come back from. We can be cool. We can make amends. I can always have respect. And, but it may never be the same again.
Right.
And I think that was a scenario where that happened for them.
I have to ask you this question, and this is you doing a great job on Countdown, by the way. So I'm asking the analyst, the basketball analyst for Countdown, this question. Based off of what you heard KD say about Draymond, now that Golden State is struggling, KD gone, Clay gone, now Steph's gone, how's life going to be for Draymond in your estimation? Not just because of how they're struggling on the court, but the fact that he got his money, and now you got KD acknowledging that played a role in his decision to move on.
Love the way Draymond Green plays. He's a great piece to a winning championship team. Great piece.
Yeah.
From a basketball analytical perspective, I think he is going to get exploited. He is going to get exposed this season. Not explode, exposed.
I was getting ready to ask. I said there's a difference between
exposed. Sorry, long day, 4 a.m. wake up call. Exposed. I don't think his offensive game lends to him being that force that they're going to need him to be. And even this year, people were saying, "Oh, they're going to make the playoffs." And I don't have them making the playoffs. And
I certainly don't now.
I didn't have them have it before.
Right.
And D'Lo is a good offensive player, not a great defensive player. Doesn't play defense too much. Same with Steph.
Draymond Green is your second best offensive player. You're finished.
That's what I'm saying. And look, he got his bag. I'm happy Draymond got his bag. He deserves it. But I see Draymond shoot free air balls from the three-point line, and it goes into that thing. You're like,
that's my only issue with him.
Draymond.
That's my only issue with him is perimeter shooting, Max, and that's the one thing.
It's going backwards.
Because I love Draymond. That's I begged him, work on that jump shot. That's his only thing.
Because at one point he looked like he was turning into a good shooter because with Steph and Clay,
there's no pressure. There's no pressure.
But also so much space. They're not just taking threes. They're taking threes from 10 feet behind the line. Rotations are so late. Dre had all day to shoot it. He looked like he could shoot. He can't really. I get that.
Well, you can shoot when you're the fourth option or the fifth option.
I want to ask you about KD, though, here. KD said, like Stephen A. and others have pointed it out, and I've noticed it, there seems to be, when you compare him to, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, Larry Bird, the guys who are considered the uppermost echelon, does he want it more than life itself, right? And KD's answer in terms of that stuff, no, he just looks to be the best he can be, takes it one day at a time. I asked him, you're so competitive, you get to this level, you've got to want to be the best ever. It's got to be important to you. He said, no. I said, is that because you can't control what the media is going to say anyway? He said, no, it's for my mental health. So to me, that says, the best way for me to get the most out of my abilities is not worry about where they're ranking me and all that stuff, just to be lunch pail about it, take it one day at a time. From your relationship with KD, is that stuff important to him, to be the best who ever did it, stuff like that?
Can I just clear one thing up with the quote? I thought KD was saying playing basketball every day is good for my mental health. Not the approach, just actually playing basketball.
I interpreted it differently. Like, he can't consider all these things because maybe part of the way the media interacts, whatever, it's not good for him. This is the way he's got to do it.
Oh, man, what do basketball players do? You hear everything. And things that you don't agree with, that serves as your motivation. That fuels you. Like, him and we got into argument last year when we were shooting the boardroom first season because I said I thought LeBron was the greatest player of all time, right? And we literally were watching tape of Michael Jordan play. It was like watching an artist watch another artist for their craft. He was like, see, that's what I'm talking about. Like, that's that dog, that's that line, that's that heart, that's that fierceness that you need to have all the time. Like, that's who Kevin is. Do I think, is there motivation specifically to be the greatest player ever in the game? I do think that's in him. I don't think publicly he'll ever say it because why do you need he needs to say it? He doesn't need to say it.
That's fair, but do you think he's motivated to be the greatest player in the game? Like, for example, it's one thing to sit up there and say, I can't control what people think forever. But in this generation, everybody keep talking about LeBron. Do you think he's motivated to say, we're going to stop that? I'm better than King James. You think that's a motivation for him?
I think he wants to prove it every time he steps on the court. I don't think Kevin will ever be the guy that will come out and say that, but I think internally that's in his DNA. Right. It's embedded in him. You see it every time he plays. Like, even if it's barking, like, it's next level. Right, and you said it before. You thought he was one of the best players in the game. He is one of the best players.
He's the best in the game
right?
Right now, to me.
Like, my thing is just watching him, and I'll tell people, like, I'm a fan of LeBron. I'm a fan of Kevin Durant. I'm a fan of Kawhi. There's just, Kevin has that gear to him that when he can go there offensively, it's different.
Yeah. He's got a transcendent offensive ability that's different than everybody else.
Yes. Agreed.
Yes. Yeah. I still don't think that makes you the best, but I understand what people say.
It depends on how you define the best. That's subjective.
That's what, to me, makes him the best.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.